Hi, I'm Joey Allo. I'm the field coordinator with the Rail Passenger Association. I'm joined by Maddie Butler, our communications manager. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about Proposition A in Austin, something near and dear to Maddie's heart, being a former resident.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. So we're going to talk about Proposition A, CapMetro's Project Connect. So this is a small tax increase, but it allows for the advancement of this project. So Austin metro area, this is going to be on your November 3rd ballot. The association position is to vote yes on this measure.
I know you mentioned a tax increase, and I do believe it's a property tax increase.
Yes.
So how is that money going to be used for this project?
That is a great question. I want to touch on this real quick. So this kind of gives you an impression of what that very small blue cap at the end. So that is the Prop A impact in contrast to the total tax rate. So with that in mind, I'd love to talk about what this can provide for us. We are going from 1 line and 9 stops to 4 lines spanning 27 miles and 31 stations. So for those of you who use the existing red line, we're looking at extension and station improvements there, additional bus rapid transit, metro bike rental stations, and also the green, orange, and blue lines, which will be forthcoming. So the green line, we're looking at connecting East Austin via Plaza Saltillo, Pleasant Valley, out 183, continuing on to Manor and Elgin as it extends. And then the orange and blue lines connecting North and South Austin, and the blue line connecting the rest of town to the airport. So what these can do as far as like a reduction in traffic and a reduction in road wear is pretty unparalleled for the people of Austin. You know, we've seen a tremendous amount of growth in the time that I lived in Austin through college and the few years after. I definitely felt the impact of, you know, the 1 and the 35 becoming more congested over time. So this seems to me like a real no-brainer as far as a small amount of tax money going to do a tremendous amount of difference over the course of this 13-year plan.
And one of the questions we got in some of our research was with the growing pains of Austin, and so many cities around the country are going through the same. Many long-term residents have been displaced, and parts of towns have been heavily gentrified. And it's Tesla moving into some areas, things like a lot of corporate growth as well. What measures is CapMetro and the City Council taking to assure that those paying for these improvements now won't be displaced and moved out when everything comes into fruition?
So in my discussions with the staff at CapMetro, they definitely spent a lot of time in their town halls allowing, organizers, anti-gentrification activists in to speak to, remembering the old Austin and making sure that we honor that and honor that lineage moving forward. And one of the key parts of that is anti-displacement measures. So this is a really unique opportunity for Austin in ways that other Texas cities haven't had. There's a $300 million anti-displacement measure and language surrounding how transit-oriented development and affordable housing will be approved, framing these new routes. And so, I think that would really level the playing field, but it can also help keep some of these older Austin families where they belong in Travis County, in the communities that they help to build. I have a question for you, which is, how can residents help?
So we can help it in multiple ways. As coordinator, the rank and file, the grassroots movement that we have for a lot of things that we do. Talk to your neighbors. Send this video through social media. Send an email. Talk to your neighbor. Social distancing, of course, and tell them that passing Proposition A will alleviate commuter traffic. It'll help create jobs for Texans. It'll lessen congestion caused by large groups and festival visitors and tourists, which Austin is well known for. It'll also empower Austinites and the surrounding communities to grow in much healthier ways. And if you have any further questions for myself or Maddie or rest of our staff, please reach out to narp@narprail.org or through any of our social media accounts at Rail Passengers, Twitters, Facebook, Instagram, through YouTube. And whether it's now through mail-in voting, early voting, or in person on November 3rd, get out there and vote. Your vote counts. Thank you for listening.
Yes. Thanks for joining us.